This is Yvette from YvetteLaboy.com. Hello. Sorry for coming on so late. I've been busy writing, folks. I have a lot of things coming up for everybody, especially for my lupus ninjas out there. What I wanted to speak about today was lupus fatigue. And my experience with that and what you can do, and just 5 little things about it, 5 types of lupus fatigue. Fatigue is the most common symptom experienced by those who have lupus and other autoimmune conditions. But according to the Lupus Foundation, there's approximately like 80% of those people who have lupus that experience fatigue. However, so far in my years of working with individuals who have lupus, I have never heard of someone with lupus that did not have that have not experienced fatigue. Hola prima Grisel, ¿cómo está? Thank you for joining in. So as far as I'm concerned, it affects about 100% of people who have lupus or some sort of autoimmune condition. Okay, so exhaustion for people affected by lupus or an autoimmune condition is a part of their life. I would say let your family and friends know that you suffer from fatigue, and that there will be times where you simply won't have the energy to do the things you did before you were diagnosed with lupus. So please share this with your family and friends and learn how to recognize the clues that your body is telling you. I got really good at learning and getting familiar with the clues that my body gave me. So you got to get really in tune with your body. Okay, so number 1 is feeling like you ran a marathon every day, and that would be like the daily exhaustion that you feel. So this fatigue that is attributed more to like the inflammation and the autoimmune nature of lupus and other autoimmune disorders. And if you have like rheumatoid arthritis, Sjögren's syndromes, these are just to name a few. But this exhaustion that you get when you have an autoimmune condition and you have lupus, which I'm speaking more specific to lupus, it never goes away, and it can vary from day to day, but it's always there. The pain levels definitely increase. They increase that as well, as can the weather, whether it's too hot, too cold, or major weather changes that you can feel in your bones and joints. I remember in the past, when I was working at a hospital, and they couldn't understand why I was so tired and why my work was suffering and why I had major lupus fatigue. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to be doing a talk about it, and I'm going to write an article about it in the future about lupus and coping with it at work, and what are your legal rights, because there are some people, some employers, unfortunately, that are, excuse the word, assholes, and they're going to bully you, and they're not going to understand what you're going through. And this is across the board with any illness or any disease that you have. So I'm going to do a talk on that as well. Thank you for the thumbs up. Overworking yourself when you have fatigue. So that's called overworking fatigue. If you push yourself too far and ignore the messages your body is sending you, it's sending you a message to just drop whatever you are doing and rest. Your body will fight back. If you're suffering from exhaustion, from lupus or any other autoimmune condition, and you do not rest, your body will fight back. Okay? So you need to rest. And if you don't, and believe me, I'm speaking from experience, the lupus and that autoimmune condition will become this immobilizing fatigue. It will knock you off your feet. You will not be able to get out of the bed. Thank you for the thumbs up. And this will hit you sometimes at the end of the day, the following day, and can cause a lupus flare-up, a major lupus flare-up. I remember when I was singing and I was touring, and I already had lupus, and how that affected me, and how I became so exhausted, and how I was so tired, and how the next day I ended up with a flare-up and ended up in the hospital. So love yourself enough to take a break when you need it. Okay? You can also experience a collapsing fatigue. This is complete exhaustion that comes on suddenly. And I experienced this in the past. And it's crazy because you'll wake up, you'll go to sleep fine, you wake up the next day and you can't even get out of bed. It literally immobilizes you. You cannot get out of the bed. You're so tired, your joints hurts, you're in so much pain. You just feel like your life's force has been sucked out of your body, you know? So when this happens, you need to stop whatever you are doing and rest as soon as possible, you know? It can happen anywhere, anytime. The fatigue feels like you have been dragged down the street and then slammed by a truck, like a truck slammed into you. It may also affect your brain and your thinking process, where you can't just compute or understand anything. And I remember this happening to me, and I'm not talking about brain fog either. I'm talking about to the point where you'll have something in front of your face and you know what it is, you know what it means, but you cannot compute it because that is how exhausted you are. So even simple tasks are impossible to figure out, and you cannot complete a thought. You feel weak, and a flare-up is likely to happen. So most people will peg you for being lazy or not caring, but that is totally not true, and it can cause a lupus flare-up, and that is one type of lupus fatigue. Also morning fatigue. I remember this would happen to me a lot during the winter. I would always be fine in the summer for some reason. Most people who have lupus have a hard time in the summer and feel a little bit better in the winter. And there are others that were like me. The winters made me feel like crap. I was fine in the summers, just the winter, forget about it. So this can happen in the morning. And when this happens, you know you're done for that day. And this tends to happen to people more in the cold weather. And if anyone you know has, excuse me, someone text me. As usual, when I'm doing this, people always texting, have overlapping disease, lupus overlapping disease. And what basically that is you'll have lupus and you have these other diseases like Raynaud's syndrome, Sjögren's syndrome, thyroid disease, things like that. They're diseases that overlap, but they're caused due to the lupus. So you may start feeling the symptoms of these other overlapping diseases when you have that complete morning exhaustion. It feels like every effort you're trying to make to move or just to do stuff, it just becomes impossible. Hey Freddie, thank you for joining in. Muscles and joints hurt, and doing anything feels like you're carrying heavy weights with you. It's just horrible, horrible, horrible. And the last one I'm going to speak about is flare exhaustion. When you're going, a flare-related fatigue is the mother of all exhaustion, all fatigue that you can feel when you have an autoimmune condition or you have lupus. And it comes without warning. All of these really come without warning, but these are the worst ones. Like I said, you could wake up and just feel like crap. It's not the typical fatigue from getting up early in your work week. This fatigue can last for days or weeks. It can actually be all of the above types mixed in together, combined. And this is like someone who has, hey Roman, thank you for joining in. And this is like someone who has had no sleep for about 3 to 4 weeks. That's how you're gonna feel. Then ran a marathon but didn't sleep. Hey Murphy, thank you for joining in, sweetie. In addition, a flare brings multiple other symptoms, like I said, that add to the exhaustion pain. Hey love. Mwah. Big hugs and kisses to you. We got to catch up and speak. I haven't spoken to you in a while. So like I was saying, in addition, it may flare up other conditions of the overlapping diseases, like GI problems, nausea, vomiting, diarrhea. You can have a flare-up if you have Raynaud's syndrome, abdominal pain, headaches, and you really have no choice but to rest. There are other following issues that will add to the fatigue. Stress. Stress can also bring on a flare-up. Try stress relieving techniques, and this is good for just people who don't even have an autoimmune condition. If you're very stressed, try stress relieving techniques like meditation, massage, creative visualization. There are books on that. A warm bath with Epsom salts, or floating. And what is floating? I've done it before. I love it. It's where you actually go into this tank and the water is filled with tons of salt, and it's body temperature, and you actually go there and you lay, and you literally float in the water. It's not a lot of water, it's very little water, and you lay in it, and your body actually floats from all the salt that's in it, and it's very relaxing for the body. It's actually very good as well for inflammation, joint pain, headaches, anything. It's just really, really good. So if you're a person who's suffering from these conditions, definitely try floating. I know they have it here in New York, they have it in Philly, California as well, and I'm sure they have it in other areas. Do a Google search for it. Definitely try it. Also, stress relieving herbals like chamomile, gotu kola, passion flower, which is considered a mild sedative and can help promote sleep as well. You can also have issues when you have fatigue with depression and anxiety. Herbals like kava kava help with anxiety. Lavender is effective at reducing irritability, stress, and anxiety. It also promotes relaxation and a sense of calmness and sleep also as well. So rest is vital during flares. Undetected infections can also disguise themselves with a flare, and that can also cause fatigue. And once a flare starts, it is impossible, folks, to tell how long it will last or how severe and which body systems will be affected. So there are also some of the medications that you take that are going to cause fatigue, like cold and allergy meds, muscle relaxants, narcotic pain medications, blood pressure medications, antidepressants can also cause you to have fatigue. Prednisone acts as a stimulant, preventing you not to sleep. So then the next day you feel like crap. Speak with your doctor about that, lowering the dosage, and they have to lower the dose little by little when you're on that, because it's a steroid. Anxiety medications can also cause you to feel fatigue. Migraine prevention medications as well. So stay on top of your game when it comes to flare-ups, when it comes to dealing with an autoimmune condition, when it comes to lupus. Please stay on your game and know the signs and the signals, and stay in touch and in tune with your body. Also, eat an anti-inflammatory diet and work on your mindset. It's very important to work on your mindset, because these flare-ups can put you on a serious mind trip. When you feel, it's going to make you feel like you're not good enough, and your negative self-talk can kick in. So don't go there. Pick up some self-help books like Louise Hay's You Can Heal Your Life. It's something that I read during my healing journey, and it helped me so much. It was very eye-opening, and I used a lot of the stuff that she teaches in her book. I actually use some of that stuff that I teach to my clients as well. And it's one of the books that I recommend to all my clients. Also, you can listen or buy books by Tony Robbins, Oprah, Deepak Chopra, Dr. Wayne Dyer, Eckhart Tolle, and other positive and self-help gurus. It's very important to keep your mindset in a positive state, okay? And you could also go on YouTube and listen to all of them for free. And last but not least, you can reach out to me, and I'm always happy to help anyone who has lupus. It's what I do. I love it, and I have a passion for it. Anyway, this is all I have to share for today. If you like this video, share it with someone who can learn something from it, and can help them deal with their autoimmune condition, whether it's lupus or any other autoimmune condition that they are experiencing. You can follow me on Facebook, which is, my Facebook page is my coaching page is Yvette LaBoy Lupus Wellness Coach. Subscribe to my YouTube page, which is Yvette LaBoy Lupus Wellness Coach. On Instagram, I am One Holistic Diva. On Twitter, I am One Holistic Gal, and I am Yvette LaBoy from YvetteLaBoy.com. And I want you to go from surviving to thriving. So I inspire people to get healthy because I want them to become the fabulous diva and divo they were born to be. To all my lupus ninjas out there, peace. Have a great, great weekend. Mwah. God bless. And thank you for being here today. And I'll see you next week. I'm going to be doing a mindset video next Sunday. People emailed me and asked me about that, so I'll be doing that next weekend. Take care, folks. Have a good night and a great week. Bye. Mwah.